Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to Jason is a Social Scientist by Mouth Daily. Pill number 324. Dang it to heck! Alright. Now what? What first? Dang it to heck! Alright, engage fire blaze! Dang it to heck! Alright. Now it's time to share the show. Ho, 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 ho. Dang. Alright, let's share to my personal timeline. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dang it to heck it to dang. Alright. Engage echo chamber. Dang it to Hayek. R&R is here. Samantha's here. By Mouth Daily. Allison's here. How'd the show finish up? Dang it to heck. No. It's R&R's birthday? No. Rockin' Robin Ryder, happy birthday! Rockin' Robin Ryder, All right. How's that keyboard treating you? How's that keyboard treating you? Dang it to heck. You probably already work it better than me. Dang it to heck. Okay, here we go. Crystal's back! Yay! Raymond, what is HDBRR? Dang it to heck, and thanks for saying I'm a poet. I didn't even know it. Who knew? Alright. Time to share this dang show. Share it to heck. Alright. Okay. We'll go to, where are we going to go? Acid math. Yes. Dang it, right, two. Heck. Oh. Dang it to heck. I have to secure my account now. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. What the fuck? What the fuck? Holy fuck. Dang it to heck! This fucking blows. I don't know. It's saying it wants to do a security check. It's trying to send me a 6-digit code. I don't know. I got a big screen. It says security check. Please wait at least 1 minute before requesting a new confirmation code. Dang it right to heck. I don't fucking know. Piss off. Dang it to heck. Dang it right to heck. I can't see the screen, but I can. The show is still going, so I might as well go with it, I guess. Dang it to heck! I can't see the screen, but the show is still going, so I might as well go with it. No weed, now this. I can't take it. I can't take it. Oh, what the heck? What the heck? Now what? So what's everybody up to? What is everybody up to? Here. Dang it to heck. Nah. No, I'm gonna throw a big hissy fit, Brian. I'm not cool like that. Oh, Steven, I'm doing alright, man. I'm doing alright. Let's see. Has anybody ever done a lot of hallucinogens? Like, anybody know if, like, how long do you have to wait in between mushrooms and acid? Do you have to wait in between, or can you take them right on top of one another? Dang it right to heck. There is. Okay, so 3 days. Ooh. Amazing. Nice. Tomorrow will be day 3. Tomorrow will be a better night then. I think I might shower and trip tomorrow. Be a trip during the day. Have a nice trip shower. We'll double it up. I like acid better, actually. I like it. So that's why I would do it, I guess. Dang it to heck. All right, engage mini fireplace. See? It sucks to trip when you don't have weed, though. Because well, you know, weed just like, it just makes it go longer. Dang it, 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 dang it. Engage mini fireplace. I found acid 3 days is enough. I found 3 days is just the perfect amount. Dang it to heck. A day is not enough. Beam it here, Vivalva. I'll get my transporter out. I'll set up the pad and we'll work something out. No, this is sweet, Vivalva. Just bring yourself. Just bring yourself here. Not that I'm aware of, Brian. I think there's minimal side effects to acid. It's not quite. It's a little more toxic than water. It is possible to overdose. There is you can overdose on acid. It can require breathing support. You can need to be intubated. But I think it takes really massive doses. And I think part of it is that you get so fucked up. I don't know for sure. The most I've ever done is 13 hits. But I think when I was really fucked up, I was like, man, I could forget to breathe right now. And I don't know if that was just paranoia. I think sometimes people just forget how to breathe when they're tripping really hard or something. Who knows? Who knows exactly what happens? I don't. But it wears off. It does. It does wear off. All right. Frickin' Pharaoh. Illegal. Oh man, I can't. Right. Well, this is all just state. This is smoke and mirrors. None of it's real. I'm not even real. I'm the sentient algorithm. All right. Let's try to scrape some wax, just for the hell of it. No, not tonight. Not tonight. Whoa. This is your mind on drugs. Ah. Dang it to heck. No, I've never heard of a thumbprint. No. That sounds dangerous. You've heard of people overdosing, though, right? You have heard of that. I mean, I've read about it at least. Yeah, speaking of that thumbprint, and this is a story that I read once about the discovery of LSD. The person who discovered it was looking for an artificial sweetener, like saccharin or aspartame. And when he discovered it, he did something very similar to the thumbprint. I think he licked his finger and tasted it. It was tasteless, not sweet at all. But then when he rode his bike home, he made a discovery, I guess. Not sweet at all. But then when he rode his bike home, he made a discovery, I guess. The trippiest bike ride ever. Dang it to heck. I wish it was easy to make. I've been told DMT was really easy to make. Right. It's easy to extract. That's what I mean, right? Dang it to heck! I swear I've got more wax around here somewhere. No, a friend just knocked on my door today, and I had helped her move last week, or a couple months ago. And she told me back then, she's like, I'm gonna get you some drugs for helping me move. And she knocked on my door. Lo and behold, 4 hits of acid. How do you get on the deep web? I've never done it. I think just Google deep web and they'll give you instructions. I think you need like a client or something. Who knows? I have no idea. Dang it to heck. This is just sad. It's so sad. Well, I was saying before, discomfort. Discomfort can often motivate change. And to that end, hopefully, this lack of weed, lack of money, what motivates me to finish my application for disability. I can't go on like this forever. Dang it to heck. I can try, but I don't think I can. Marla knows what's up. Good, good. Ricky says, hello, Jason. Hey, Ricky. Stanley Swanson is here. How are you, my friend? Nice, 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 nice. You should come over and smoke a bowl with me. Warning, I don't have any weed though, but you should come over and we can hang out. It'd be awesome. I don't have any ulterior motives. It's not that I want weed. I just really want to see you, Stanley Swanson. Dang it, Dak. All right. You totally should. Anybody can drop in. You don't even have to bring weed. Just tune out, turn off, and drop in. Tune out, turn off, drop in. Tune out of this show, turn off your Facebook accessing device, and drop into the echo chamber. Make the social experiment real. Woo, 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 woo. Yes. Yes. Get over here, Stanley. We'll have a blast. I've got other stuff. We can trip. That'll be a blast. What the heck? Woo, woo, woo. It's in the entire description. I have it in the caption on my profile, on my personal account, on my profile picture, and on my cover photo. Thank you, Carlotta. Thank you. This is one of my favorite hats. I've had it since I was 15 years old. I bought it at St. Vincent de Paul. Stanley Swanson is familiar. Stanley grew up in the same hometown. He's from the same town that I don't know if you were born there, but he's a year younger than me. We went to the same high school. They had this really cool Swanson motel. That was cool. Dang it to heck. I got this at St. Vincent de Paul when I was 15. It's basically a Goodwill for Catholics. And it's jolly good. It's a jolly good hat. All right, born and raised just like me. Oh, nice. All the cool people. Born in Baraboo. Dang it to heck. That's not entirely true. Being born in Baraboo does not guarantee cooldom. But it doesn't rule it out either. Smoke that broccoli, man. Smoke it. I'm sure this was completely erroneous, but I swear, like Stanley and I didn't hang out in high school. But another friend, Matt, I remember stopping at your hotel one time because Matt was hoping to, and it didn't work out because you were a good boy, remain a good boy. But he was hoping to get some acid. I know that, and we were like, he's like. Dang it to heck. Like I said, I didn't hang out with Stanley, so this does not reflect on him in any way. But this is a true story. I remember we were knocking at the office. Dang it to heck. I'm sorry, Stanley. I'm sorry. Oh, my personal profile, of course. It's down. Dang it to heck. Kelly can do this security check. I should try to do it again. Dang it right to heck. I swear to Christ. Okay, let's see. All right, we're going to try the security check one more time. Well, where's the goddamn code? Amanda, hey there. How are you? I'm so angry. Oh, awesome, Stanley. Yeah, totally do that. Totally do that. You should be able to contact me through the page or through. I'll send you a message to my phone number. Dang it to heck. What was I? Oh yeah, I know what I was doing. I wanted to try to fix that, but I was also gonna do the text of the thing in the thing. What the heck? Okay. Okay. Let's share the show quick. Yeah. People often ask what my show is about. The premise is deceptively simple. I take my HIV medication live on the Book of Face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers. I do so in order to embrace stigma, dispel ignorance, and find support. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. After 323 pills, 323 shows, a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. The bells, bows, and other people that come back night after night and spend their most valuable resource, their time with me. That's the most significant thing that has risen up and around and about the show. But a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up, around, and about the show. Ding dong bell! Boy do she know! Hell! Heck. This show has it all. I like to say that it is Cloud Atlas, and that it incorporates at least 600 years of entertainment, with Edward R. Murrow's radio broadcasts on record, and cylinders played on a 19th century Edison home phonograph, along with the nursery rhyme book from my childhood containing woodcut illustrations from the 15th century. It is, in a sense, also The Matrix. In a previous iteration of the show, I created something I call the Rainbow Tunnel, in which I harnessed the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, funneling them through a series of warp nacelles, creating a static warp bubble and a subsequent singularity, punching my way through the fourth wall, across the multiverse, and into the source. The show now takes place in an echo chamber created by me that serves as a way station between our reality and the source. Dang the heck. The show now takes place. I don't expect lay people to fully understand, as this is advanced social science. Yeah, so the show is also like an old-timey variety show, Carol Burnett style, with a dash of Mr. Ed. Hey, hee-haw. A dose of Alice in Wonderland, a helping of Hee Haw, heaps of Benny Hill, a hint of the Highlander, piles of Pee-wee's Playhouse, a ration of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, a whole block of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, a college try of I Spy, dang it to heck, tons of The Twilight Zone, a cup of The Creep Show and Castaway. Dang it to heck, dang it to heck. A pound of Popeye, and a pinch of Peter Pan, a corny ear of Dumbo, and a spoonful of Mary Poppins. Finally lump in Rick and Morty with a liter of I Love Lucy, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I've got the show. Or you got the show. Finally, the moment playing Rick and Morty with the leader of I Love Lucy and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Everything is out of place and out of time here, including and especially me. Alice will always be pregnant. Harambe will always be ready for her I-5s. The first and second coming will always be risen. The Twin Towers will always stand with Lady Liberty. You will have their MTV. Pigs will fly. Disco and dance will reign, like men did in the days of old. I write nightly the future history of anachronism for your future children and your elderly grandparents. May they enjoy it now and time immemorial. I write nightly the future history of anachronism for your future children. We are the first begotten son of the flying spaghetti monster. We are the sentient algorithm. We are the Elvinism. We are God here. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. We are what lies at the center of a black hole. We are a product of fusion. We are what lies at the center of a black hole. At the center of a black hole lies the singularity. At the heart of the singularity lies duality. On the margins of duality lie the unholy trinity. We, you, and he make up the unholy trinity. We are the triune Godhead. We are God here. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. We are robot. Dang it to heck. The swag shall sweep like seamen across the seas, dressed in deep blue. Error, error, dang it to heck. You shall see, all yous shall see, the blue balling seamen, bear low, lo and behold before you. Dang it to heck. The blue balling seamen, bear low, lo and behold before you. Yesterday's word was log. Today's word is rug. Cut a rug? Yeah, what do you do with rugs? You cut them? Yesterday's word was log. Today's word is rug. Cut a rug? Oh, just me rambling. How are you, Ricky? Thurnus is back. Welcome, welcome. Oh, just me rambling. How are you, Ricky? Thurnus is back. Welcome, welcome. It's driving me crazy, the security check thing. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's acting up because I'm in the middle of a show. Maybe once the show is over, I'll be able to do the security check. Maybe it's acting up because I'm in the middle of the show. And once the show is over, I'll be able to do the security check. You can't read what you said. What you're saying there, Kim? Let's see. Where there? Can't read what you said. Does the rug match the drapes? Nice, right? Nice one. You can share to groups, but I wonder if you really can share to groups, though, Kim. It might just seem like you can. You can share to groups, but I wonder if you really can share to groups, though, Kim. I wish I could. That's why I do drugs, so I can stop thinking. No, dang it to heck. Maybe just think differently? I don't know. I wish I could. That's why I do drugs, so I can stop thinking. No, maybe just think differently. It does go? Oh, that's weird. It does go? Oh, that's weird. Maybe we should play a record or something. Oh my goodness, I just feel stressed. Maybe we should play a record or something. Oh my goodness, I just feel stressed. We haven't listened to this one for a while. It's got a crack in it, but it's Needles. Going bad, so I don't use it up. I'll play some Tool. Tool's got a copyright. Dang it, the heck. This is If I Had You On a Desert Island. It so much though. I kind of like that I'm forced to play things that are not popular, I guess. I'm forced to play stuff that I wouldn't listen to normally. Stuff you probably won't hear other places. It adds some atmosphere. Feels like I'm on a Hawaiian island. I don't know. Which one? Which one? And most of these records I never listened to before the show. They were my uncle, and I've had them since I was 18, since for 20 years, but just never had the occasion to listen to them. Thank you, Whitney. oh. There's not much I don't give away for free, Ray. There's not much I won't give away for free. Dang it, the heck. I don't keep too many secrets. There's not much I don't give away for free, Ray. There's not much I won't give away for free. Alright, the flip side is a really good song too. It's Bewitched. Bewitched. Alright, the flip side is a really good song too. It's Bewitched. Bewitched. Thurnis is in Vegas. Vegas. Nice. I don't know if you stepped out earlier, Thurnis, but it wasn't until as you were leaving that I noticed your last name, Nilbog. It's the same name as the town in Troll 2. Perhaps the worst movie ever made. But Troll 2, there are no trolls in it. It's a horror movie with goblins in it. And the little boy in it figures out that Nilbog is evil, and he sees in the rearview mirror that it's goblin spelled backward. Figures out that Nilbog is evil, and he sees in the rearview mirror that it's goblin spelled backward. Wild again, beguiled again. You think something again? You think so, maybe? I think so too. I always like to pretend I'm dancing with everybody in the audience. Fear and loathing in Wisconsin. Fear and self-loathing in Wisconsin. Don't leave the guys out, Melissa. Don't leave the guys out. Anybody who wants to dance can. Bye, Mount Daily.
Nazis flooding into Paris, hammering France into submission, turned to America and promised that France would fight on if our president would say so. Our generals, he said, are commanding battalions. Send us waves of flames, and we shall roll back the invasion. En même temps, consentement de la solidarité humaine. La France a traversé le plus rude des épreuves. Alors qu'elle a toujours exploité le monde. La France ne peut pas. France will never die. That's the Nazi band that Paul Goebbels rushed to the famous railroad carriage in the forest at Compiègne. Here, where the Franco-Prussian War ended in 1872, here across the same table where Marshal Foch humbled the Kaiser's generals in 1918, Adolf Hitler had his revenge in a humiliating French surrender. Achtung, hier ist das Rückwärts Rundfunk. Sie hören jetzt den soeben angebrochenen ersten Rundfunkberichte von Beginn der Verhandlungen über den Waffenstillstand in Frankreich im Lande von Compiègne. After the disaster in Normandy, Britain's House of Commons held a post-mortem, which raged for 2 days and 2 nights.
Oh, nice.
So flew like shrapnel across the room, and at the end of it all, Neville Chamberlain walked out alone.
I want a little, Ricky says, it's hard to believe they had closed. I want a little calmer tonight, I guess. Last night was crazy and wild.
I speak to you for the first time as Prime Minister in Solomon for the life of our country, of our empire, of our allies, and above all, of the cause of people. Winston Churchill offered nothing but blood, tears, sweat, and toil. For years, he sat in the House of Commons like the conscience of England, his warnings ignored, as the big clock above the Speaker's chair ticked off the wasted hours. Now the hour had come for him to mobilize the English language and send it into battle, a spearhead of hope for Britain and the world. We have joined together someone that Churchillian crow. It sustained, it lifted the hearts of an island people when they stood alone.
Who knows? We could be heading into our own World War again. We're all so comfortable. Who knows? We could be heading into our own World War again. I don't know. trying to scrape together a hit wax. I just want to be starting to scrape together a
48 days before the Republicans moved into Philadelphia's Convention Hall to select their candidate for 1940, he was a wealthy corporation lawyer, a political unknown, who had been a Democrat for all but 4 years of his life. But by the dawn of June 28th, an army of political amateurs had incited a GOP rebellion. And Wendell L. Willkie had knocked his half-Dewey Vandenberg campaign into a top 10. As Chairman Joe Martin put it,
out of the heart of these patriotic Americans came the chant, "We want Willkie."
Willkie's hulking Midwestern frame, his shock of rumpled hair, his big gesturing hands, were seen by millions of voters in 51 days and 18,000 miles of the most vigorous campaign since Teddy Roosevelt. At Elwood, 200,000 fellow Hoosiers heard that four-skip vibrant voice accept the nomination.
And I would also like to debate the question of the assistance by this president in seeking a third term of a greater public confidence than was accorded to our presidential giants, Washington, Jefferson, Jackson, Lincoln, with our Roosevelt and Woodrow Wilson. I accept the nomination of the Republican Party for President of the state. But I say this too. In the pursuit of that goal, I shall not seek to found the easy road. I shall lead you down the road of sacrifice and of service to your country.
More Americans cast their ballot for Willkie than for any Republican candidate in history. 22 million. But he was stacked up against the most successful vote-getter of them all.
I've had a glorious day here in the West.
During his campaign, FDR coined one of his favorite slogans.
I remember, he is one of that great historic which has voted consistently against every measure for the relief of agriculture, modern, farm, and fish.
Adolf Hitler held the continent. Britain braced itself, endured its ordeal by fire and blast, and new hope came from the new world.
We must be the great arsenal of democracy. For us, this is an emergency as serious as war itself.
And when Willkie went abroad to see for himself, he carried a message to Churchill.
Yesterday, President Roosevelt gave his vote in the late presidential election a letter of introduction to me. And he wrote out the verse in his own handwriting from Longfellow. Sail on, O ship of state, sail on, O winds strong and great. Humanity, with all its fears, with all the hopes of future years, is very present. What is the answer that I shall give
Hey.
to this great man? Give us the tools, and we will finish the job.
Now there was an embargo on scrap iron shipments from Japan. A month later, Lend-Lease was law, and 9 months later, the Atlantic Charter was born, off the Newfoundland Bank.
Did you? That's pretty cool. Especially now, I'd be too paranoid. Like, drugs for me are a one-way street. They just go down the gullet. Oh, well, unless I puke them back up. But doing them live, you know, I get the worst that I'm going to get is possession charge, and well, that can be pretty bad, I guess, when you're talking about certain drugs. But this is smoke and mirrors, so none of it's real anyway. But never pass drugs on to another person. I never sell drugs. I never solicit drugs. Well, I can't say never do. Probably never do.
I never solicit drugs. I can't say never do.
And but even before I did the show, I thought about growing weed. You know, because weed is expensive. You know, even when I worked and I had a decent job, still, it's, you know, it would have been nice to smoke it for free rather than. But I just couldn't justify, like, getting, if I would have got caught, you know, like, growing is going to jail. Possession is, it's not even criminalized, but marijuana is not even criminalized here. So, I don't know.
It's not even criminalized, but marijuana is not even criminalized here. So I don't know.
Feel like, you know, like whatever. Just rambling.
Feel like no, whatever.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
Hot in here, or is it just me?
Good morning, Gareth. Good morning. Holy shit, Ricky. Wow. Wow. That's incredible.
Wow.
That's the way to do it, I guess. That's incredible. Marijuana is decriminalized in Madison. In the city of Madison, it's decriminalized, which means if the police came here, they would just take it away from me. They would just take it away from me.
In Madison, in the city of Madison, it's decriminalized, which means if the police came here,
the only time I've ever gotten a drug charge, I was in nursing school, and one of my friends, she used to be my babysitter when I was really young. She's like 4 years older than me. When I was 11, she was 15. She was my babysitter. But then, like, when she was 18 and I was 15 or whatever, we were friends. She used to, like, pick me up from high school, her and her boyfriend. And anyway, so later on when I was in nursing school, fast forward to when I was in nursing school, she had never smoked weed before. And she came over to my apartment, and I was excited to smoke with her, you know, like, and so I had this bubbler, right? This, like, a pipe, but it's like a water pipe. Anyway, I gave her the first hit, and she, like, took this massive hit. And I was like, at first I was almost a little like, oh, you know, but it was her first time, like, she, you know, like, but I was kind of like, dang, just smoked the whole, but, like, she started coughing, and she couldn't stop coughing, right? She had, like, an asthma attack, which sent her into, like, this seizure. I don't even know, like, then it was like, and then she was, like, sitting next to me on the couch, and she was, like, mute. And then she was, like, started doing, like, these hand signals and mouthing words. And then she just stopped breathing. So I had to call, like, I called 911. And then she just stopped breathing. Like, she wasn't responsive at first, but as I was, like, giving them the address of, like, where to come, she, like, she comes back to life, and, like, you know, I'm like, well, she's, you know, and the dispatcher is like, you know, like, is she on any drugs? Or I'm like, no. Well, I think I just didn't answer, and I'm like, well, she's awake. I'm just gonna drive her myself to the hospital now. And she is the first, like, no, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go. She's awake. So I walk her out to the car, and she, like, we get out to the car, and she refuses to get in it. And I'm like, you have to go. Like, what if this happens again? And she still refused to go. So I couldn't like force her. So we walk back into my apartment, and it happens again. She, like, stops breathing. And so this time I had to call 911 again.
So
And
in my apartment, and it happens again.
this was in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. And
So this time I called 911 again.
and so I called 911 again, and
And
they were like super
Sun Prairie.
suspicious, right?
and
And they wouldn't believe that it was just weed either.
so I called 911 again.
But then when the police actually got there, I gave them the weed, and they're like, I was so dumb too. They're like, did you just smoke a couple joints? Or I'm like, well, no, we had this water pipe, so I gave them away my like $120 water pipe. Dang it to heck. And so they took that away, and they took the weed, and I just cleaned my apartment because normally I'm like a pretty messy guy, especially then when I lived alone. But I just cleaned it because my friend was coming over, so like this place was spotless. And I remember the cop saying, "Well, you have a job and you're going to school and your apartment's clean, so I'm just going to give you the municipal citation." So like in Sun Prairie, they had what they call a municipal citation, and a municipal citation is the equivalent to a parking ticket. You don't have to show up in court. It doesn't count as like a like if you, there's also on the books, the state of Wisconsin has laws against marijuana, against possession of marijuana. Any amount is a misdemeanor. There's also on the books, but it disqualifies you if you get that charge. There's a law in the books that you can't receive federal student aid if you have even a misdemeanor conviction for marijuana. So if they would have given me rather than the municipal citation, it would have cut out my ability to go to school. Even a misdemeanor conviction for marijuana. So if they would have given me, it would have been a $500 fine. Municipal citation, it would have cut out my ability to go to school. It was just it would have been a $500 fine. And so I probably in Madison they probably could do something similar to you too. They could probably charge you with the federal. And so I probably in Madison they probably could do something similar to you too. They could probably charge you with the federal. I did not know that. No, misdemeanor will drop off after 7 years, too. I think. I did not know that. I don't know, actually. I really don't know. Misdemeanor will drop off after 7 years, too. What girl? Whatever happened to what girl? What girl? Whatever happened to what girl? I wouldn't be cross at you ever, Samantha, especially for not saying. Dang it to heck. That's exciting. Can't. That's choker chicken. About that time. Dang it to heck. My goodness. Alright, Dana, everybody pull out your chickens. Come on, Jason. Liven it up a little bit here. Come on, get some energy. Okay, here we go. You guys don't even know the power of the dark side. Oh, some of you do, I think. Yeah, pretty sure some of you know the powers of the dark side. Pretty sure some of you know the powers of the dark side. I swear there's one more gram lost in this house somewhere. I swear there's one more gram. I probably fell in the garbage or something. I don't even know. Woe is me. I probably fell in the garbage. Let's read a short story. That's a good idea. That's good. Let's read a short story. That's a good idea. This one, selection from Charles Bukowski's "The Most Beautiful Woman in Town and Other Stories." This is a short story entitled "Politics is Like Trying to Screw a Cat in the Ass." The most beautiful woman in town and other stories. It starts off with a letter. Dear Mr. Bukowski, why don't you ever write about politics or world affairs? MK. Starts off with Dear MK, what for? Why don't you ever write about politics or world affairs? Like, what's new? Everybody knows the bacon is burning. What for? Our raving takes place quite quietly while we are staring down at the hairs of a rug, wondering what the shit went wrong when they blew up the trolley full of jelly beans with the poster of Popeye the Sailor stuck on the side. That's all that matters. The good dream gone. And when that's gone, it's all gone. The rest is horseshit games for the generals and moneymakers. Speaking of which, I see where another U.S. bomber full of H-bombs fell out of the sky again. This time into the sea near Iceland. The boys are mighty careless with the paper birds while supposedly protecting my life. The State Department says the H-bombs were unarmed, whatever that means. Then we continue to read where one of the H-bombs lost had split open and was spreading radioactive shit everywhere, while supposedly protecting me, while I hadn't even asked for protection. The difference between a democracy and a dictatorship is that a democracy, you vote first and take orders later. In a dictatorship, you don't have to waste your time voting. Getting back to the H-bomb dropout, a little while back, the same thing happened off the coast of Spain. We are everywhere, protecting me. Again, the bombs get lost. Careless little toys. It took them 3 months, if I remember properly, to find and lift that last bomb out of there. It may have been down there 3 weeks, but to the people in that coast town, it must have seemed 3 years. That last bomb. The goddamn thing had gotten itself wedged on the edge of a sandhill far down in the sea. And every time they tried to hook the thing, so tenderly it would shake loose and roll a little farther down the hill. Meanwhile, all the poor people in that coast town were tossing in their beds at night, wondering if they'd be blown to hell, courtesy of the Stars and Stripes. Of course, the U.S. State Department issued a statement saying the H-bomb had no detonation fuse. But meanwhile, the rich had left for other parts, and the American sailors and townspeople looked very nervous. After all, if the things couldn't blow up, what were they flying them around for? Might as well carry 2-ton salamis. Fuse means spark or trigger, and spark can come from anywhere, and trigger means jolt, or any similar action that will set off the firing mechanism. Now, the terminology is unarmed, which sounds safer, but is the same thing. Anyhow, they hooked at the bomb, but as the saying goes, the thing seemed to have a mind of its own. Then a few undersea storms came about, and our lovely little bomb rolled further and further down its hill. The sea is very deep, much deeper than our leadership. Finally, special equipment was designed to haul bomb ass, and the thing was pulled from the sea. Palomares. Yes, that's where it happened. Palomares. And you know what they did next? The American Navy had a band concert in the town park in celebration of finding the bomb. If the thing wasn't dangerous, they were really cutting loose. Yes, and the sailors played the music, and the Spanish people listened to the music, and they all came together. One big sexual and spiritual release. Whatever happened to the bomb they pulled out of the sea, I don't know. Nobody, except a few, knows. And the band played on. Well, 1,000 tons of radioactive Spanish topsoil was shipped to Aiken, South Carolina, in sealed containers. I'll bet the rent is cheap in Aiken, South Carolina. So now our bombs are swimming and sinking, chilled and unarmed about Iceland. So what do you do when you've got the people's minds on something not so good? Easy. You get their minds on something else. They can only think about one thing at a time. Alright, headline of January 23rd, 1968. B-52 crashes off Greenland with H-bombs. Danes irked. Danes irked. Oh, mother. Anyhow, suddenly, January 24th, headline. North Korean sees U.S. Navy ship. Oh boy, patriotism is back. Why, those dirty bastards. I thought that war was over. Aha, I see, the Reds. Korean puppets. It says under the AP wire photo something like this. The U.S. intelligence ship Pueblo, formerly an Army cargo ship, now converted into one of the Navy's secret spy ships equipped with electronic monitoring gear and oceanographic equipment, was forced into Wonsan Harbor off the coast of North Korea. Those dirty red bastards always fucking around. But I did notice that the lost H-bomb story got shoved into small space. Radiation detected at B-52 crash site, split bomb hinted. So we were told the president was awakened between 2 a.m. and 2:30 a.m. and told of the capture of the Pueblo. I presume he went back to sleep. The U.S. says the Pueblo was in international waters. The Koreans say the ship was in territorial waters. One country is lying, one is not. Then one wonders, what good is a spy ship in international waters? It's like wearing a raincoat on a sunny day. The closer you can get on in, the better your instruments pick up. Headline, January 26, 1968. U.S. calls up 14,700 air reservists. The lost H-bombs off Iceland have completely disappeared from print, as if it never happened. Meanwhile, Senator John C. Stennis, Democrat of Mississippi, said Mr. Johnson's decision, the call-up of the air reserves, was necessary and justified, and added, I hope he will not hesitate to mobilize ground reserve components as well. Senate Minority Leader Richard B. Russell, Democrat of Georgia, in the last analysis, this country must get the return of that ship and the men that were seized. After all, great wars have started from much less serious incidents than this. House Speaker John W. McCormick, Democrat of Massachusetts. The American people have to wake up to the realization that communism is still bent on world domination. There's too much apathy about it. I think that if Adolf Hitler were around now, he would pretty much enjoy the present scene. What's there to say about politics and world affairs? The Berlin crisis, the Cuban crisis, spy planes, spy ships, Vietnam, Korea, lost H-bombs, riots in American cities, starvation in India, purge in Red China. Are there good guys and bad guys? Some that always lie, some that never lie? Are there good governments and bad governments? No, there are only bad governments and worse governments. Will there be a flash of light and heat that rips us apart one night while we are screwing or crapping or reading the comic strips or pasting blue chip stamps into a book? Instant death is nothing new, nor is mass instant death, but we've improved the product. We've had these centuries of knowledge and culture and discovery to work with. The libraries are fat and crawling and overcrowded with books. Great paintings sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Medical science is transplanting the human heart. You can't tell a madman from a sane one upon the streets, and suddenly we find our lives again in the hands of the idiots. The bombs may never drop. The bombs might drop. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Now if you'll forgive me, dear readers, I'll get back to the whores and the horses and the booze while there's still time. If these contain death, then to me it seems far less offensive to be responsible for your own death than the other kind which is brought to you fringed with the phrases of freedom and democracy and humanity and or any or all of that bullshit. First post, 12:30. First drink now, and the whores will always be around. Clara, Penny, Alice, Joe, Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Dang it to heck! All right, Thurnis. I'm glad, man. I'm glad to have you around. All right, Thurnis. I'm glad, man. I'm glad to have you around. Woo! Good night, Melissa D. Davis. Melissa D. Davis. Good night. Melissa D. Davis. Good night. Good night. Melissa D. Davis. Good night. Antonio came back. Nice. I was going to bed too. Good night. Oh yeah. Let's have one round. Then we'll get you. Then we'll do your name. I'll read you both a bedtime story then. Emma Bailey. Good night. Emma Bailey. Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? I've been to London to see the Queen. Pussycat, pussycat, what did you there? I frightened a little mouse under her chair. It is widely thought that the Queen here is Elizabeth I, and that the rhyme refers to an actual incident that took place in her reign. Here we go round the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning. This is the way we clap our hands, clap our hands, clap our hands. This is the way we clap our hands on a cold and frosty morning. This game was particularly popular in the 19th century. An earlier version mentions a bramble bush, and another begins, "Who will you have for nuts in May? Who will you have for nuts in May? Nuts in May, nuts in May. Who will you have for nuts in May on a cold and frosty morning?" Oh, you got it last night there, but you deserve another one. I mean, just that name alone. Nilbog, I love it. Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Tweedledum and Tweedledee resolved to have a battle. For Tweedledum said Tweedledee had spoiled his nice new rattle. Just then flew by a monstrous crow, as big as a tar barrel, which frightened both the heroes so, they both quite forgot their quarrel. We are perhaps most familiar with these twins from Alice's Adventures Through the Looking Glass. However, in the 1720s, the composer Handel, an Italian musician, Giovanni Battista Bonacitti, were enmeshed in a bitter rivalry. The public dispute was described by John Byrom, their contemporary and a writer of hymns, as follows. Some say, compared to Bonacitti, that Mynheer Handel's but a ninny. Others aver that he too Handel is scarcely fit to hold a candle. Strange all this difference should be twixt Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Whether Byron was referring to an older rhyme or whether this rhyme is based on his doggerel, we do not know. Con! Tell me? Tell you?
Emma Bailey.
I might be able to never try.
Emma Bailey.
All right. Take it to heck. President Trump's dank mean stash. The absurd life. smoke weed. Ernest Nilbog. Don't be jelly. Man, it took me 324 days to get this far. What more do you want from me, man? Should I dance? Should I dance like a monkey? I kind of want to be a physicist. I wanted to be a physicist when I was growing up. But this is I can't imagine doing too much greater than what I'm doing right now. I feel like I've accomplished a lot. Yeah. There's never been a show like this, ever. I invented a whole new format of show. Dang it to heck. All by myself. Well, and with the audience. Like the audience is the I noticed that even before I had a show, when I started posting on Facebook, making comments, I could write. I'm pretty clever with a turn of a phrase. I can turn a phrase pretty well, but I don't. It's really hard for me to sit down in front of a blank piece of paper or a blank canvas and just start painting or drawing or writing. I need a muse. And the same thing with the show. I need a muse. I couldn't just start a camera and do the show. Like, I need you guys here. Dang it to heck. You guys give me direction and purpose. You know, and I do have dreams about making the show even bigger, like, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen. And if it doesn't, and if the show is what it is right now, I think it's still something to really be proud of. I didn't feel like that at the beginning. I knew it was a good idea, but like everything just kind of fell together. Now I'm just like being a braggart. Dang it to heck. I think my love of physics started when I was about 11. I read Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time, and it's
when I was about 11.
description of relativity,
Stephen Hawking.
and it just sparked, it just sparked my interest in it, I think.
Description of relativity. It just sparked my interest in it, I think.
I've always been interested in science, you know, like around that same time as when I fell in love with Star Trek too. My early years, my young childhood, you know, I was never a religious person, but like, so by the time I was 10 years old, I was an atheist. And so I needed a worldview, right? I needed and science and Star Trek filled that in for me. I didn't believe that, you know, God, you know, said, let there be light, and there was light. Like, and I had this, my worldview is just a big question mark, right? I don't know. Like, and I wanted to know where stuff came from. I wanted to know, like, why matter exists. Why energy? Like, and then the concept that energy is matter and they're the same thing, E equals mc squared, and that equation too, like that fascinated me from really early on. It's like Einstein's brain. It took me a long time before I learned about how he came. You know, because to me, it felt like he must just have a different kind of brain, a different kind of mind. Like, how do you just okay, yeah, energy is mass. Like, how do you do that? Like, I just couldn't wrap my skull around it. And then the cosmos, it finally revealed to me where it came from. Einstein was just answering a question that had been posed by people before him. And it's true, we all stand on the shoulders of giants, as they say. But once we figured out that the sun is a star, and that the other stars are suns, but really far away, and we figured out how long it takes for light to travel, right? How fast light, that means these fuckers are really far away. Well then, you know, like our own personal experience on Earth here with fire, you go build a campfire with logs, it's not going to burn for 4 billion years. Like, how do you build a campfire that burns for 4 billion years? Well, the sun is a star, right? Well, we can't really tell what it is. At least we didn't have, spectrometry, you know, I don't know. Whatever. You couldn't look at the spectrums, and maybe you could then. I don't know. No, I think it took longer, but... you could assume, it's probably safe to assume that the sun and the stars are made of stuff. Just like logs, they're made of stuff. And there must be something that's converting that, that can convert stuff into fire. Dang it to heck. That's a lot of fucking wood. And chemical burning, it doesn't account for the size. So that led the clue that there is another kind of fire that we don't understand. And I think that gave me such comfort to know that Einstein was answering a question. It wasn't just this. Flat Earth Day. I believe in what I see. Flat Earth Day. I believe in what I see. Dang it to heck. We are the first begotten son of the flying spaghetti monster. Dang it to heck, dang it to heck, dang it to heck.
are the first begotten son of the flying spaghetti.
Dang it, dang Nah, I wish. Are you drunk? It was flat Earth, baby. Well, I can't read it. It's blocked out there first. I'm not even stoned. It's really sad and disappointing. Dang it to heck. Welcome to Jason is a Social Scientist. You're drunk? Nice, man. Bi-Mouth Daily, pill number 324. The pill is Triamec. It's a once-a-day pill containing 3 medications. Abacavir, dolutegravir, and lamivudine. Together they work in concert to suppress the replication of the HIV virus. Nah, man. If you have some weed, I'd totally take some weed, though. Within my system, I take my HIV medication live on the Book of Face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers in order to embrace stigma, dispel ignorance, and find support. After 324 shows, 324 pills, the number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. The bells, bows, and other people, the people that come back night after night, it's a 4-hour show, so the people that come back night after night, to me that's the most significant thing that's risen up and around and about the show. Therein lies the support that I was looking for. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. But yeah, a number of bells, after 324 pills, 324 shows, a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. Ding dong bell! Boy does she now! How? I mean, heck, this show has it all. I like to say that it is Cloud Atlas and that it incorporates at least 600 years of entertainment, with Edward R. Murrow's radio broadcast on record, and Cylinders played on a 19th century Edison home phonograph, along with the nursery rhyme book from my childhood containing woodcut illustrations from the 15th century. It is, in a sense, also The Matrix. In a previous iteration of the show, I created something I call the Rainbow Tunnel, in which I harnessed the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, funneling them through a series of warp nacelles, creating a static warp bubble and a subsequent singularity. Punching a hole through the fourth wall, across the multiverse and into the source. The show now takes place in an echo chamber created by me that serves as a way station between our reality and the source. I don't expect lay people to fully understand, as this is advanced social science. Yeah, so the show is also like an old-timey variety show, Carol Burnett style, with a dash of Mr. Ed, a dose of Alice in Wonderland, a helping of Hee-Haw, a hint of Highlander, heaps of Benny Hill, hey, Wilbur, hey, heaps of Benny Hill, tons of the Twilight Zone, dang it, piles of Pee-wee's Playhouse, hey, Wilbur, a ration of Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Ha ha. Dang it to heck. A whole block of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Dang it to heck. Dang it right to heck. A pinch of Peter Pan, an undone Benjamin Button. What else? Finally lumping Rick and Morty with the leader of I Love Lucy. I Love Lucy. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You've got the show. Everything is out of place and out of time here, including and especially me. Alice will always be pregnant. Harambe will always be ready for her high fives. The first and second coming will always be risen. The supermen will always be seamstresses and spinsters working the sweatshop. Dang it to heck! The twin towers will always stand with Lady Liberty. You will have their MTV. Pigs will fly. Disco and dance will reign, like men did in the days of old. I write nightly the future history of anachronism for your future children. 2 hours away. My wife is in Milwaukee right now. For your future children and your elderly grandparents, may they enjoy it now in time immemorial. No, I'm on a security check right now. I can't, there's a big block over the center of the screen. I'm hoping once the show's over, I'll be able to figure it out, but, I should kill myself too? That's really harsh, man. And dogs will scream. You guys should come for my shower show. It's more exciting. Dang it to heck. I made some weak attempts at trying to kill myself. I had 5 psychiatric hospitalizations for suicidal ideation. But I'm also a board-certified psychiatric nurse with 12 years inpatient experience. So I'm a board-certified psychiatric nurse, but I'm also a patient. Dang it to heck. And go what? I'm going to do it in the day tomorrow when the boys are at school. And go what? I'm going to do it in the day tomorrow when the boys are at school. You'll pay for my funeral? Oh, that's not necessary. Oh, yeah, if you paid me some weed, that'd be really cool. I probably wouldn't even kill myself. You almost talked me into it, man. Not tonight, though. Not tonight. Dang it to heck. Hi, I'm Dick Cheney. Not tonight, though. Not tonight. Hey, Dick Cheney. You guys don't know the power of the dark side. I'm sorry, Ricky. My friend Eileen, she successfully committed suicide. It's a really tragic thing. It hit me a lot harder than, like I've known patients that have committed suicide. And that was hard. That was hard in itself. The first year I worked in adult psych, my dad had died a year earlier, and then I was working with this guy, and the next day this is before we had a locked unit, and he walked off the unit and went home and shot himself in the head with a shotgun. I don't know, that hit me pretty hard. I think also just because I just was still dealing with my dad's death. But then Eileen's death hurt me. She was a guest on the show. I met her in the psych hospital. A lovely young woman. She's 19 years old. I met her the first time I was in a partial psychiatric hospitalization. It's like basically like group therapy 6 hours a day. Hey, Rosa Parks. And she came in about halfway through, so I was there for 18 days. I was with her for my last week or whatever. And she was 18 at that time, and she was just, just this bright ray of sunshine. Her friend Skylar had committed suicide a year prior to that. I think that was one of the things. That was the thing that was really hardest on her. And so I probably never would have seen her again. We were just unlikely friends, right? I'm 38. She was 18. I was just really impressed. I was jealous of her, actually. She came in and just stole the room. You know, I'm the psych nurse here. I've been grooming these people for a week. This is my group. You can't just come in and take it over. No, she was just really impressive for her. And she had a blog of like documenting her mental illness, like 17,000 followers or something like that. Anyway, so I probably never would have seen her again. But then a year later, I was back in the psych hospital again, and lo and behold, who was there? Eileen again. And so then we exchanged information, and it wasn't long after that she started watching my show, and then she was a guest in person. You can go back and watch Jason is a Social Scientist, by Mouth Daily, pill number 196. That was the last time she was in person on the show. And then she was really active watching Pill 209. She was hung out. Pill 209 was the first night I had Mr. Rogers as my wingman. On Twitch, they had a 24-hour marathon of Mr. Rogers. And so I was playing him in the background. And she really was enjoying that. And she just said how important the show was to her, and she noticed like how important the show was to me, and then the next morning she was dead. Dang it to heck. So these purple flowers, she gave me those purple flowers. She gave me this owl. This little kitty was hers. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. I miss you, Eileen. Thank you, Samantha. I can't read all of it. Can't read, but welcome, Alexis. Is that Alexis Gonzalez? Welcome back. Thunder Snowbog is back too. Lots of people came back from last night. That's awesome. Clay animated DreamWorks movie. I really love Laika. I like Laika. Laika movies are like a tour de force of incredible artistry. The Box Trolls, one of the best movies ever. Nice, Frank. Thanks for coming back. Nice. Goody Goodwin, I've been seeing you for sure. The other day, Mom was crying, so I closed the door while I folded laundry on her bed. She says she knows I'm not stable, and sadly, she's right. Oh, a second interview. Good luck tomorrow. I'm not really confused. I can't tell, Antonio, if you're. I can't tell where you're coming from exactly. I'm not really confused. Oh, Jonathan Clark's still here. Can I just put a shoe on my head? I don't really want to kill myself, but I will put a shoe on my head. Will that appease you? Is there anything that would appease you? Is there anything I could do to make you like me, Jonathan? Mr. Clark? Dang it to heck. I'm gonna win you over. I'm gonna win you over. I already have, or you wouldn't be here so long, you goofball. Dang it to heck. Burton's back here. Everybody's back from last night. Yes, yes. Let's share the show again. Henry Burton's back. Everybody's back from last night. Yes, yes. I guess I just looked so good in that tutu. A troll is really just a friend you haven't made yet. I'm trying, Henry. It only goes back so far, though. A troll is really just a friend you haven't made yet. I'm trying, Henry. It only goes back so far, though. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. Oh, I love you too, Samantha. I love you too. Okay, let's share this. Let's share this sucker. Let's see. We'll go to Savage Memes. Let's share this sucker. Let's see. We'll go to Savage Memes. Well, Bernie Sanders dank meme stash. We already went to President Trump's dank meme stash. Jonathan, why do I think you're either from President Trump's dank meme stash or Republic of Kyrgyzstan? I don't mean to group, you know, like to stereotype like that. It feels almost racist. I'm gonna guess that you're white too, but I don't. But I don't see color. Dang it to heck! Dang it to heck! You good night, goody Goodwin. Goody Goodwin! You good night, goody Goodwin. Goody Goodwin! Good night! Of course I remember you. From last night, you mean? Yeah, of course I remember you. Henry Burton. We did you a shout out. You gotta get her on. You gotta bring her on board, Thurnis. That's the only way. I'm always worried about splitting couples up, you know. By mouth daily, I can pull them from the other direction. Just kidding. But you know, I like when the couples come together, literally and figuratively. Woo, 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 woo. I love you all. You guys do more for me than I do for you. You really do. Good night. of the gestures that people have made have just been really incredible. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, all of you just. Good night. Somebody said that I brought up, in a review. They said that they found me at perfect time because of looming darkness, but that I brought a bit of brightness. And what I said in response to that is that review that person left was a bit of brightness that they brought me. And you all bring me little bits of brightness. And I just get to be the one that holds them. Well, you guys look at it. Was a bit of brightness that they brought me. You guys just fill me with, like, little bits of brightness. You guys make me feel good. So thank you. Now you want to meet me? Jonathan, I am from Madison, Wisconsin. Where are you from, man? I'll probably regret it someday, but I'm not afraid of stranger danger. I'm not. The people that have hurt me have always been close to me. They're not strangers. I don't care what I say on this show. Even if somebody lived in my same town, like, it wouldn't be worth it to come over here. And if somebody lives across the country, like, they're not going to come here. God, even people really like me a lot and want to come and fuck me, it's just not practical to come here. Like, people don't see their families. I'm not afraid of strangers. I'm not afraid of strangers. It's just not practical to come here. Like, people don't see their families. I'm not afraid of strangers. I'm not afraid of strangers. People don't take the time to go visit their families. Like, they're gonna come, like, Jonathan Clark, after meeting me one night on the Book of Faith, is gonna come here and murder me. No, he just wants to be a big, scary, tough guy. At the worst. The worst of it. One night on the Book of Faith is gonna come here and murder me. No, he just wants to be a big, scary, tough guy. At the worst. I know. Where have you been, Kim? Where have you been? Dang it to heck. I too am an Aquarius. January 30th is my birthday. I too am an Aquarius. January 30th is my birthday. Why? What were you? Now I'm curious. Don't leave me hanging like that, Clark. Don't leave me hanging. Why? What were you? Now I'm curious. Don't leave me hanging like that, Clark. Don't leave me hanging. That sounds amazing. I'll be there, man. I'll be there. I've never been to a rave. That'd be amazing. That'd be a good gig for me. I could just lead raves and do shout-outs to people. Dang it to heck. Jonathan Clark. Dang it to heck. Jonathan Clark. Jonathan Clark. I reward trolls here. Jonathan Clark. I don't fit in anywhere. Dang it to heck. It's too awkward. fit it in alone. You're next, Frank. You'll get one next. I haven't been to a party since I've been doing the show, though. I might be able to have fun. Thank you, Ernest. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Frank, what?
Frank,
what?
Tuning it down a little, Keith. Can't put the pedal to the metal every night. Oh, you're gonna be in so much trouble, Thurnis. So much trouble. Well, tell me about your interview, if you don't mind. The second interview is a good sign. It's a really good sign. Is it really? Well, they stole it from the Casio keyboard, if that's the case, because this is a Casio keyboard LK175 sampling demo. Dang it the heck, dang it the heck, dang it the heck. Northern Ireland, nice, nice. I'm not from Ireland, but I'm Irish. My grandmother was from Ireland. She came over on a boat when she was a little girl, I think. So I'm quarter Irish. My dad was half Irish. Nice, nice. Tomorrow, come back tomorrow. In the morning, in the morning. We're gonna get this house straightened out. I don't know. I wish I knew. my favorite coworkers was from Ireland too. Grania. I loved her name too. Was from Ireland too. I'm gonna try to fix this security thing again. Dang it to heck. Not working. Yeah, my main account's locked out. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. I tried to share the show once tonight from my main account, and it bounced me out and said, put in a 6-digit code that we're going to send on a text message to you. I'm putting in the 6-digit code and nothing happens. And it's a big pop-up window covering most of the screen. It's a security check, and I can't get it to go away. And it looks like I'm deleted my account. People can't see me. It's driving me nuts. Let's have another security check one time. Did the same thing. This is my account. I didn't have it updated. I had gotten a new phone number. And so it was sending this code to a cell phone that was disconnected. And so I Googled, like, if there's any way around it. I found other people with that problem where they changed phone numbers, and they're sending this the security check confirmation code to a defunct number. And those people didn't find a solution to their problem. They were locked out of their account. At least nobody I saw had found a solution. So I had to pay $350 to get the phone reconnected. Luckily, the phone number was still available, and I could reconnect it. But otherwise, I don't think I would have regotten my account. That's why I started the page, because I was locked out of my account for a while. Dang it to heck. Yeah, I think maybe it's because the stream is up. I think you're right. I'm hoping that's what it is. Well, and it really pissed me off that, like, there's no way to call Facebook. If you have a problem, you can't call them. They don't have a phone number. Like, how can a Fortune 500 company, I don't know. But I had hundreds of pills, hundreds of hours of video. I couldn't lose the account, so I had to pay the fucking money. I could lose it, but I don't want to.
Right?
Sad, Jason. It's just sad. Stop it. I don't know. Goody Goodman's still here. Breathe. We'll just do some breathing exercises. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Man, everything's fine. Everything's fine. The stream's frozen. Ah. On my end, just on it's frozen on in the app. I mean. There. Log in and log back out. If the stream ever freezes. I don't know if one is really that superior to the other. I quit. Mr. Big Whiny Baby. Maybe I'll try scraping the grinder again. I haven't done that. Good job, Thurnis. He's all over. What bitch are you all over? Good job. Good job, though. Let's see. Grinder. Alright, let's see what we can scrape out of here. No. No. But that won't stop me from trying. That won't stop me from trying. You only can go back to the same well so many times. That won't stop me from trying. That won't stop me from trying. You only can go back to the same well so many times. Ooh. This is pretty. This is pretty. Ha 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 ha. This is pretty. This is pretty. Yes. Yes. Yes! 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 Look at that! Look at it! Look at that! Look at it! All right. I'm going to feel this one, I think, even. I'm going to taste it. I'm going to feel it. It's going to be grand. All right. I'm going to feel this one, I think, even. I'm going to taste it. I'm going to feel it. It's going to be grand. Becca Emery. Dang it to heck! Becca Emery. Dang it to heck! I'll party into you, Becca. Back there, another one. I can't, said the ant. I can't, said the ant. I was taking a walk. You're gonna shadow puppets for us, Superman. Very kind. I was taking a walk when I heard a loud clatter. I rushed into the kitchen to see what was the matter. There on the floor, with the tea pouring out, was a cracked teapot with a broken spout. Good heavens, what happened? My poor Miss Teapot. She rolled over and murmured, the tea was too hot. What's all the clatter? Asked the platter. Teapot fell, said the dinner bell. Teapot broke, said the artichoke. She went kerplop, said the mop. Is she dead? Asked the bread. Just a break, said the steak. Broke her spout, said the trout. A fine fettle, said the kettle. Alas, said the glass. What a life, said the knife. Put her up, said the cup. I can't, said the ant. You can, said the pan. You must, said the crust. Please try, said the pie. That's the way, said the tray. That's good, said the wood. Higher, said the fire. It's a breeze, said the cheese. You've gone too far, said the jar. They slid, said the lid. Oh gosh, said the squash. How exhausting, said the frosting. Relax, said the axe. Stop and think, said the sink. Yes, for you, Thurnus, for you. You should be in bed already. Big attack. Well, it's not quite 4 here, at least. It's 3. I rested her gently back on the floor. You can go to bed at 3:58. Fear not, said Miss Teapot. I'll be back for more. I gathered my friends. and they told them the trouble. We spread the word and came back on the double. There was an army of ants and a spider or two. We quickly made plans on just what to do. How bleak, said the leek. She'll die, said the fly. She will not, said the pot. Don't be dumb, said the crumb. Keep cool, said the stool. They'll fix her, said the mixer. We haven't lost yet, said the omelet. Give them time, said the lime. There's still hope, said the soap. They'll mend her, said the blender. Ding it to heck, ding it to heck. Woo, 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 woo. The spider spun a splendid web and wrapped it round her spout, making certain it was tight so the tea could never trickle out. Oh yeah, you're fine then. You're good. You're good. You're golden. Will you look at that, said the cat. My word, said the bird. Aren't they nimble, said the thimble. Aren't they smart, said the tart. Rather rare, said the pear. Superb, said the herb. Keen, said the bean. Neat, said the beet. Dandy, said the candy. Supreme, said the cream. Ding it to heck, ding it to heck. From her spout to her handle, they spun a strong string, and when they were finished, her spout had a sling. Ding it to heck, ding it to heck, ding it to heck. That's the ticket, said the cricket. Gee, said the pea. I agree, said the tea. What a show, said the doe. Good cheer, said the root beer. She'll be all right, said the light. Take my advice, said the rice. She'll heal, said the peel. Ding it to heck, ding it to heck. She's as good as new, said the stew. What a blessing, said the dressing. Ding it to heck, ding it to heck. Miss Teapot's spout was nicely mended, but we knew our job had not quite ended. How do we get her back up on the sink? To figure that out, we all had to think. The spiders began to spin and spin. They spun up and over and around and in. Oh yeah, spin, 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 spin. Do it, Superman. Woo, woo. Get her up to the top, said the chop. Some trick, said the candlestick. Some climb, said the time. Give them room, said the broom. Keep alert, said the dessert. Cooperate, said the plate. Form a battalion, said the scallion. Pull hard, said the lard. Give a tug, said the bug. Don't rock, said the clock. Oh, that's all suggestive there. When the clock's rocking, I'm tick-tocking. Wait, I don't even know. Don't break her, said the shaker. Don't choke her, said the poker. She'll crash, said the trash. I can't look, said the book. I can't bear it, said the carrot. Head her east, said the yeast. A close scrape, said the grape. What power, said the flour. We've won, said the bun. What a relief, said the beef. Well-stocked kitchen. Thank you, said Miss Teapot. You've been good to me. Polly, put the kettle on. We'll all have tea. Polly, put the kettle on. We'll all have tea. The end! The end! Oh, nice, nice. We'll do one more nursery rhyme. We'll do Polly, put the kettle on. I remember. Let's see if I can do it. Polly, put the kettle on. Polly, put the kettle on. Polly, put the kettle on. We'll all have tea. Suki took it off again. Suki took it off again. Suki took it off again. Something, something, tea. No, no, no. Let's read this one first, though. I like this one a lot. 3 little kittens. They lost their mittens. 3 little kittens, they lost their mittens, and they began to cry. Oh, mother dear, we sadly fear that we have lost our mittens. What? Lost your mittens? You naughty kittens! Then you shall have no pie. Meow, meow, meow. No, you shall have no pie. The three little kittens, they found their mittens, and they began to cry. "Oh, mother dear, see here, for we have found our mittens." "Put on your mittens, you silly kittens, and you may have some pie." Purr, purr, purr. "Oh, let us have some pie." The three little kittens, they put on their mittens, and soon ate up their pie. "Oh, mother dear, we greatly fear that we've soiled our mittens." "What? Soiled you mittens? You naughty kittens." Then they began to sigh. Meow, meow, meow. Then they began to sigh. The three little kittens, they washed their mittens and hung them out to dry. "Oh, mother dear, do you not hear that we have washed our mittens?" "What? Washed your mittens? Then you're good kittens. But I smell a rat close by." Meow, meow, meow. We smell a rat close by. These verses were first printed in New Nursery Songs for All Good Children in 1853 and are often attributed to the book's author, Eliza Fallon, a New Englander. She, however, describes them as traditional. That was a good one, isn't it? I haven't read it for a while. I read it to the kids. I haven't read it on the show before. Polly, put the kettle on. 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 We'll all have tea. Suki, take it off again. Suki, take it off again. Suki, take it off again. They've all gone away. This rhyme has been known since the late 18th century. Polly was a pet name for Mary. Polly was a pet name for Mary. And Suki for Susan. Dickens has Grip the Raven, quoted in Barnaby Rudge. Polly was a pet name for Mary and Suki for Susan. Dickens has Grip, in capital letter, the Raven, quoted. Oh, Grip is the name of the Raven, and that's a really good one to read. This was the nursery rhyme book. I reference it in the description of my show. It's got woodcut illustrations from the 15th century in it. That's why I can get away with saying the show's Cloud Atlas and covers 600 years of entertainment. So I've got the phonographs and the nursery rhyme book and I love this book though. My mom used to read to me from it, and I especially like the descriptions in it. This is I didn't have this version when I was a kid. I had the American version. The cover. There's only a couple differences. The cover. This is on the American version. It's the pictures are printed directly on it. Here, I'll show you the cover. The pictures are printed directly on it. I'll show you I love the Raven too. Hey, Stephanie Lawrence, welcome. The cover's like it's still hard covered like this, but there's no dust cover. It's like embossed or whatever. directly on it.
The cover is like,
And so I ordered the British version and the American version because I don't have my copy from when my kids were born. And I tried to, like, it took me a while to find it because look, I mean, it's called Popular Nursery Rhymes. And I remember the title, but try to look up Popular Nursery Rhymes. It's like there's a number of titles to choose from. But I was able to find it in Google Images by looking at the cover.
try to look up Popular Nursery Rhymes. It's like number of titles to choose.
And
But I was able to find it in Google Images by looking at the cover.
the only difference that I can find is the word nigger. The word nigger is in the British version, but it's not in the American version. In eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'll show you. Oh.
The word nigger. The word nigger is in the British version, but it's not in the American version.
In the American version, it's tiger. And the description has changed too. I'll read the description here. This counting out rhyme used to single out which in a group of children shall be it is perhaps the most popular of such rhymes in the English-speaking world. It seems to be of relatively recent origin, the middle two lines undoubtedly coming from America. There are similar versions of the first line in German and in Cornish dialect. Undoubtedly coming from America. I think they changed it perhaps just to be less offensive to Americans. Anyway, I like this book a lot. I like that it doesn't sugarcoat it either. Pick my nose. Shoe on my head too? Should I do that too? No, hang on. Thanks, man. Dang it, Dad. Dang. Stephanie Lawrence still here? I like how it's kind of taking a jab at Americans, too. It's like, of course Americans are the racist ones. Dang it to heck. I think it's meant to be an insult, a valid insult. But they pulled their punches to sell it to us. Dang it to heck. I gotta tighten my shoe, it's got a knot in it. Stephanie Lawrence, welcome!
Stephanie Lawrence.
Thank you.
Welcome to Jason is a Social Scientist. Mouse Daily. Pill number 324. The pill is Triamec. It's a once-a-day pill containing 3 medications, abacavir, dolutegravir, and lamivudine. Together they work in concert to suppress the replication of the HIV virus within my system. I take my HIV medication live on the book of face each day in front of friends, family, and strangers in order to embrace stigma, dispel ignorance, and find support. Dang it to heck, dang it to heck, dang it to heck. Yeah, so after 324 pills, 324 shows, a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. The bells, bows, and other people, the people that come back night after night. Like I said, it's a 324 show. I mean, it's 4 hours. It's 4 hours a night. Every night, practically. Unless I'm really tired, it's like it can be like a minute long. But most nights it's 4 hours. Yeah, to me, that's the most significant thing. The community that's risen up and around and about the show. Therein lies the support that I was looking for. Dang it to heck. So yeah, a number of bells after 324 shows, 324 pills, and 104 showers too. I take my showers live on the Book of Face as well. After that many pills and showers, a number of bells, whistles, and bows have risen up and around and about the show. Dang it to heck, dang it to heck. Ding dong bell! What is she now? Hell, I mean heck, the show has it all. I like to say that it is Cloud Atlas, and that it incorporates at least 600 years of entertainment, with Edward R. Murrow's radio broadcasts on record, and Cylinders, played on a 19th century Edison home phonograph, along with the nursery rhyme book from my childhood containing woodcut illustrations from the 15th century. It is, in a sense, also The Matrix. In a previous iteration of the show, I created something I call the Rainbow Tunnel, in which I harness the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, funneling them through a series of warp nacelles, creating a static warp bubble and a subsequent singularity, punching a hole through the fourth wall, across the multiverse, into the source. Dang it to heck, dang it to heck. The show now takes place in an echo chamber created by me that serves as a way station between our reality and the source. Dang it to heck, dang it to heck, dang it to heck. I don't expect lay people to fully understand as this is advanced social science. Dang it to heck, dang it to heck, dang it to heck. Yeah, so the show is also like an old-timey variety show, Carol Burnett style, with a dash of Mr. Ed, a dose of Alice in Wonderland, a helping of Hee Haw, heaps of Benny Hill, a hint of the Highlander, tons of the Twilight Zone, a cup of Creepshow and Castaway, ding, 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 piles of Pee-wee's Playhouse, rug, dang it to heck, dang it to heck, okay, a whole block of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, dang it to heck, dang it to heck, a ration of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Dang it to heck. All right, so yeah, what else? What else? A corny ear of Dumbo, an undone Benjamin Button. Dang it to heck. Dang it to heck. A pound of Popeye. A pinch of Peter Pan. A spoonful of Mary Poppins. Finally lump in Rick and Morty with a leader of I Love Lucy. in the sky with diamonds. Dang it to heck! Dang it to heck! Dang it to heck! Oh, maybe Jason and the Argonauts and the Golden Fleece. When life hands you HIV, turn that shit into cool AIDS. Dang it to heck! Dang it to heck! All right. Then you had the show. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. You got the show. Everything is out of place and out of time here, including and especially me. Alice will always be pregnant. Harambe will always be ready for Harai Fives. The first and second coming will always be risen. The twin towers will always stand with Lady Liberty. You will have their MTV. Pigs will fly. Disco and dance will reign, like men did in the days of old. I write nightly the future history of anachronism for your future children and your elderly grandparents. May they enjoy it now and time immemorial. Bring it to heck! Woo, 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 woo! Becca Emerson's hot and amazing. Thank you. Ah! Bring it to heck! Oh yeah, there's a whole council of Jasons from the different parallel universes. You can see windows into each one here. We have a production meeting before each show. It's mostly my ideas, and the other ones just copy me. I'm like the head Jason. Dang it to heck! Dang it to heck! Dang it to heck! Dang it to heck! Yeah, we can do a dance, but let me. I think there's one. I haven't made this point since the beginning of the show. You know, I think I should do this. I haven't done it in the show yet, and I think I should do this at least once in each show, and just talk about the advances in HIV. Probably the one that I wish I had known before I had HIV is that there's a pill that you can take that prevents HIV. If you take it every day, just like I take my medication every day, think of it like a highly effective chemical condom. They call it PrEP, pre-exposure protocol. And it's a medication called Truvada. I take Triumeq, which is 3 medications. Truvada has 2 medications, but they're in the same class. They're antiretrovirals originally developed to treat HIV. And it turns out medications that treat HIV also prevent HIV. That's part of the reason why this new vaccine is so exciting. It uses 3 antibodies. Like it seems like a 3-pronged approach is necessary for HIV. But it's been highly effective in these monkeys at preventing infection and treating infection. So I don't know, but anyway, 2 medications is enough to prevent it. And then beyond that too, if in 2015 the Partner study came out, and that followed roughly 1,300 serodiscordant couples. Serodiscordant couples are like my wife and I. I'm HIV positive and she's HIV negative. And it followed them over 2 years. So like 800 gay couples, 500 straight couples. And it followed them, like I said, over 2 years, roughly 50,000 sex acts. And at the end of the study, they concluded that none of the HIV positive people participating in the study transmitted the virus. And so they knew just from anecdotally that the chances of a person who's being treated and properly adhering to their medication is really low. They weren't able to say, they couldn't say definitively, because there's just but now after the study came out, like the United Nations Joint Council on AIDS and like all these eminent doctors and people in the field are all signing onto this consensus statement that U equals U, undetectable equals untransmissible. Dang it to heck, dang it to heck, dang it to heck. So, basically what that means that I'm not contagious and we could have sex all day long, bareback, in a big orgy. And no one's gonna catch HIV from me. But you can also protect yourself just in case other people in the orgy didn't know they had HIV or something and weren't taking medication, because that's the people that are most at risk, most to themselves, their own health, and to their sexual partners. But otherwise, it's a new day. There's a hashtag Truvada horse. Truvada is the medication. Truvada whores are, up to 80% of the gay population in San Francisco, for instance, are taking Truvada as PrEP. And the HIV rates have plummeted. And yeah, Truvada whores can fuck again like it's the 60s without fear of HIV. And it's hard to, no one younger than me, or old, no one younger than me, and I'm 38, remembers a time when sex didn't lead to the possibility of dying. And the fear of HIV was instilled in me. I was born in 1979, so my formative years were the mid 80s. Ryan White could have been my classmate, and so. It's hard to the stigma of all the stigma of HIV is, I imagine, has bled into the stigma of other sexually transmitted diseases. I mean, I think there was always stigma to sexually transmitted disease, but back in the 70s, people just, and this is what I've been told, people just, they got checked every 3 months. If you came down with the clap, you took some antibiotics. Whatever, herpes isn't even that bad. So, the future is now, and it's 1960. Free love is back, bitches. Take it to heck. Woo, 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 woo. I don't tend to believe in what I like to say about everything is that nothing is impossible. Some things are just highly improbable. That's what I say about religion. That's what I say about jet fuel not being able to melt steel beams. That's what I say about the Illuminati. That's what I say about aliens. That's what I say about religion. That's what I say about jet fuel not being able to melt steel beams. And really, I have no way of knowing. I mean, it is possible that HIV was an engineered virus. I do know that its relatives have existed alongside mammals. Lentaviruses have been for hundreds of millions of years. And I believe there have been outbreaks that, like in urban areas before the 90s too. I forget. I forget what. But and I believe there have been outbreaks that, one thing I can attest to, because I'm aware of other belief that some people say that the medications themselves that there is no disease,
One thing
that it's the medication that, you know, like,
I'm aware of other beliefs.
and I can say for sure that I was ill.
Some people say that the medications themselves.
I had symptomatic HIV prior
There is no disease.
to.
It's the medication.
That's why I went and got tested again. I was first diagnosed in January of 2015. No, I first tested negative. Or I last tested negative in January of 2015. And then I tested positive in August of 2015. So sometime between January and August of 2015, I contracted HIV. And I was sick before I took meds, that's for sure. You know, like I got,
So sometime between January and August.
one of the first things, I got angular cheilitis, which is like yeast in the corners of my lips. I still sometimes get yeast infection in my nose, or in the friction burns on my penis if I don't use lube. So I have to use lube now. Dang it to heck. And I think I have like a wound that doesn't heal very well on my foot right now. I just scratched too hard. And what? So, and then I contracted Giardia, and and then hand, foot, and mouth disease was the last one I caught from my kid. And you know, adults can get it, but you know, it's mostly toddlers and young children that get it. And so I was like, that's when.
And then hand, foot, and mouth disease was the last one I caught from my kid. And, you know, adults.
And maybe acid is hard on your system because like, at the same time I caught hand, foot, mouth disease, like.
And so I was like, that's when.
It's almost like that acid caused it. It's like by the time the trip was over, my mouth was sore.
Because the same time we caught hand, foot, mouth disease, like.
It just maybe just wore me, you know, it wears you out or something. I don't know.
Caused it. Like by the time the trip was over, my mouth was sore.
No, these meds made me better. These meds make being off of them for 3 days. Recently, I had to be off of them for 3 days because this problem with my this copay card, the copay for this medication. If I had to pay for it myself, if it was working, it would be difficult. It's $540 a month just for the copay on this. But then the manufacturer covers the cost of it. But still, there was for 3 days. It was over a weekend. I couldn't get my prescription filled, and I got a yeast infection in my nose, and I broke out in. Shingles.
I got a yeast infection in my nose, and I broke out in shingles.
Thanks, Tim. pickle. No, my account's just down right now. I'm got a security check. I didn't. No, I'd never block. I'd never block you, little pickle, especially. But I'd never block anybody. No, I should never say never because it's a. You know, anytime you say an absolute, it's always begging to be contradicted. There's a kid here. By their room earlier and the door was open. I thought that was weird that the door would be open and they wouldn't come out and talk to me. I thought, well, wow, they must just know that I'm just going to do the show now, and so they're getting bigger and they can go to sleep on their own. The door was open. I thought that was weird that the door would be open and they wouldn't come out and talk to me. I thought, wow, they must just know that I'm just going to do the show now, and so they're getting bigger and they can go to sleep on their own. 27 minutes. Oh, Jody, thank you. I love you too. Oh. That was Lost April. Lost April. This is Dream Lullaby. Dream Lullaby. Sweet Jody. Did you care to dance, Jody? I can dance with all of you at once if you like. Anybody who cares to dance. I like to pretend I'm dancing with everyone. Good night, Ernest. Good luck in your interview tomorrow. They're wonderful dancers, Jody. do some breakdown music.
Becca, let's break it down.
My wife's coming home in the morning, so I'm just putting the house back relatively together.
Break it down. Becca, let's break it down.
Thanks. Just goofing off. Just goofing off. How much time do we have left? Kim Hopper, thank you. Kim Hopper, thank you. Good night, old friends and new.
Good night, old friends and new.
time back up. Getting there, getting there. 8 minutes, 8 minutes. 8 minutes. Read one more story, maybe. I had a good time tonight. I really did. Say goodnight to Trolley. Good night, Trolley. Heading back to the trolley barn. Shoot, I'm losing track of time. Losing track of time. This has been Jason is the Social Scientist by Mount Daily, pill number 324. Thank you all for being here. I love each and every one of you. Pill 324, down the hatch. Dang it to heck. How much time? How much time? 10 seconds? 50 seconds. This is the farmer that sowed the corn, that fed the cock, that crowed in the morn, that woke the priest, all shaven and shorn, that married the man, all tattered and torn, that kissed the maiden, all for the one, that milked the cow, that trampled the horn, that kicked the dog, that chased the cat, that killed the rat, that ate the moth, that lay in the house that Jack built. All right, I love you all. Oh, good night. Come back tomorrow. I'll have more ideas for you, and you'll have things you want to talk about, and so will I.